So thank you for joining us for this Lincoln Academy virtual open house. This is the first time we've done an event like this in a while, so we're really excited to get going with it. I'm going to give you a little introduction to the school. We're going to hear from Ayesha as well, and hear a little bit more about what Lincoln Academy has to offer. So here you can see our mission statement. This is what we believe about our school, what we think that we offer our students. So at Lincoln Academy, we are grounded in community, we are global in vision, and we are rich in opportunity. And for me, it's really those two words of community and opportunity that define what it's like to be a Lincoln Academy student. We have such a strong community of people that really care about each other, and we have a lot of different opportunities that you're going to discover today through our academics, through our clubs, through our sports. And so it's really that idea of having a strong community, but a lot of different opportunities as well. Okay, so here is a slide with a picture of me, and I am the Director of Admissions here at Lincoln. This is the start of my third year, and you can see I'm visiting an alpaca farm with some of our boarding students in this photo. I really love being part of the Lincoln Academy community because, like I said, it's a lot of people that really care about each other. And we do some really fun things like this, and it's just a great way for students from all over the world, but also from different parts of the US to get to experience lots of new things. I'm really happy to be hosting this webinar and be here with you today. And then we have Ayesha, and I dug up a picture of her with some of the boarding students last year, and she's going to give you a little introduction about herself, short as well.
Okay, so my name's Ayesha, and I'm a junior here at Lincoln Academy. And the photo you're seeing is like with me in in third trimester when I had the opportunity to live in the dorms, and along with my other dorm friends. And what I really love about Lincoln is that I can have the opportunity to do what I want and have the courage to pursue what I want, and it's just a great community to put yourself in.
Awesome. All right, great. Thank you. Great, and we'll hear more from Ayesha as we go through the slides too. But yeah, so we'll get started. So our school is located in the state of Maine, which is a beautiful, beautiful place to be. You got to see a couple photos here on the coast and with some alpacas. So it's a beautiful, beautiful place to be. We are located right on the coast, right on the ocean. We're about an hour from Portland, about 2.5 hours from Boston. And we're in this area of the United States that's called New England, which is really known for having a rich educational history. So some of the top universities in the country are here. Some of the oldest schools, Lincoln Academy was founded in 1801. And there's just really a real culture and value that's placed on education here in New England. This is our campus. So you saw it at the beginning and the first slide as well, but this is a more clear picture where you can see the entire campus. The campus is all at the front of the photo, so we have our sports field in the middle, our dormitory on the left side, and then on the right side is all of our other academic buildings, including a gymnasium, a science center, we have a dining hall, we have a theater building that's down the hill. And then if you go past the theater building, around the hill, around the corner, under the highway, over the river, you end up in this lovely little town of Damariscotta. It's about a 10 or 15-minute walk from campus. It's very safe. You can walk on the sidewalk to town. Kids do it all the time. Teachers do it all the time. Everyone does it all the time. So you can walk down to town. There's cafes, there's restaurants, there's shops, there's a movie theater. And then this is the ocean. So it's the Damariscotta River that goes out to the ocean. And it's famous for lobsters, but it's also famous for oysters, and it's just a super beautiful place. And it's really nice for our boarding students to be able to walk safely to a small town where they can, access different things. So Ayesha, I'm going to ask you another question here. So what is your favorite part of campus? What do you like about our campus?
My favorite part about campus is probably either all the sports stadiums like the gym and soccer. I really love watching sports because that's where I get to see multiple students from Lincoln Academy just join together cheering on our team. So it's a great way to kind of make new friends or kind of cheer for our team and support them.
Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, our homecoming week is a really special week because we've got all of our teams have a home game, and so you can go watch them, and people really get together. And it's Lincoln Academy in a lot of ways is like a traditional, typical American high school, and you get that especially during our homecoming week. So yeah, amazing. So Lincoln Academy, we have about 600 total students. We're a high school, which in the United States is grades 9 through 12. So we have about 150 in each grade. About 50 to 60 of our students are boarding students. And most of our boarding students are international students. We do have some American boarding students as well. This year we have 18 different countries represented on our campus, so the United States and 17 other countries, and so it's a really good mix. But like I said, Lincoln Academy is really like a sort of typical American high school where you've got the homecoming week, you've got all the games, you've got all the different clubs and everything. So you have that typical American high school feel with a really small supportive boarding program. And before I go off this slide too, I always like to bring attention to the fact that Maine, the state that we are in, is the number one safest state in the United States. So most ranking lists have Maine at number one or number two in terms of safety in the United States, and there's just nowhere safer that you can be. It's such a pleasure and a joy to live here. So a really nice place to be. So we're going to turn back to Ayesha here for a minute, and she's going to take you through what a typical day is like for a boarding student at Lincoln Academy.
Okay, so as you already saw, you'll be living in that little place called the dorm, where you'll be roomed with a person from another country that will be your roommate for how much long you stay. And for a typical day, first you wake up, and then. It's your choice to go to breakfast or not, but the breakfast here is really good, in my opinion. And so you typically go to breakfast at around 7 a.m. to 7:30, and at 8 a.m. is when first period starts. So that's where you have your first class of the day. And then after at 9:15 is where you have your advisor time. Advisors like a group of people in your class that you'll be with, and it's also one of our biggest community based thing where you get to meet new people in that and have that connection between advisees. And in 9:40 is when you start period two. It's where you have your second class, and period three is where you have your lunch also. So you may have first lunch, second lunch, third lunch. It depends on your schedule. So that's how it works. And at 12:40, you'll have your last period of the day, which is your your last class. And after that, we have focused learning block, which is on Mondays, Tuesdays, and Thursdays, because on Wednesdays we have early release, and then Friday we have community meeting. And so focused learning block is where you just get to do activities like crocheting or like going rock climbing or even attending to a club. And 2:35, if you do sports or art clubs, you usually have practice after school, even going on to later of the night. So it kind of depends on what sports you have. At 5 p.m. is when you'll have dinner. From my experience from the dorm in third trimester, the food is really good there, and they work very hard to make it. At 7 p.m., you'll have study time. So this is Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. You'll have at 7 p.m. You'll have study time where you get to do your homework, and it's just a quiet time for your roommate and you to kind of do your work. And then at 9:30 is when you usually go to bed. And I don't remember what time locked when the doors are locked, but 9:30 is like the typical time for our kids to go to bed unless it's the weekend. And then at 10 p.m. is when you should be in your rooms and ready to go to bed. The dorm parents will check on you and just to make sure you're in it. And yeah, that's just the typical day of a boarding student.
Amazing. Thanks for the explanation. And I should have mentioned at the beginning too, there is a Q&A that all of the participants, all of you have a chance. So if you do have a question, feel free to throw it in the Q&A and we'll get to it at the end. So great. Okay, a little bit about our academics then next. So this picture here is a photo of our Applied Technology and Engineering Center, our ATEC building. And this is a building that's on campus that you didn't see in the first picture because it's kind of hidden behind some trees. But this is where we have a lot of our technology classes, so it's a more modern building compared to some of the other ones that we have. But in terms of our academics, again, we've got a whole richness of opportunity, just so many different things that you can do. So we have 160 total class offerings, including 20 PAP classes, 20 AP classes, which is a lot. And so it's more than, any one student could do. We have an ESL support study hall for students that need it. And each one of our students gets their own personalized class schedule. That's one of the advantages of the American education system is that each student gets to personalize and take the classes that they want to take. And I didn't put it on the slide, but I will also mention that we have really small class sizes. So at Lincoln Academy, our maximum class size is 16. So, in each class, you've got maybe 14 kids in it. And so it's a really great way to get to know your teacher, get to know the other students. And everybody has a lot of personalized time and attention and gets all of their questions answered. So that's a great part of our program. Ayesha already talked a little bit about this flexible learning block or focused learning block. You see a photo here of our computer science club, but we've got lots of different things that you can do. I've never seen a program like this at any other school, but there's, some clubs like Model United Nations, Chess Club, Yearbook, but you can also do college prep during that time. And then the other thing you can do during this flexible or focused learning block is get extra academic support. So if you get to Lincoln Academy and you find that your math class is really hard for you, you can go get math support during that time. And you can either sign up for it to do it every week, or if you just need it sometimes, it's flexible. And so you can go when you need it too. So it's a really neat chance for kids to be able to try something new, to do an activity that they already like, or get extra academic support if they need it. And Ayesha, do you want to mention a little bit about the FLBs that you do?
Um, yeah, sure. Some of the FLBs I do is on Mondays, I do Sigma Sigma Chi. On Tuesday, I do Model UN, and on Thursday, I do debate. But out of all those three, my favorite is probably debate because I've been in it since freshman year. I never thought that debate and speech was my thing until I joined that FLB. So that's one of the best things about FLB is that you don't know what you're gonna like unless you try it. So I really like debate and I stuck to and I discovered it because we were able to have this opportunity to have this kind of club or team to join. So
Yeah. And you guys are having a good season so far, right, with debate?
yes, we are.
Yeah. Yeah, great. Yeah. Yeah, it's a great club, and yeah, and so that's great. Okay. One of our signature programs at Lincoln Academy is our technology program. So you guys saw the photo of our Applied Technology and Engineering Center. Here we've got a couple of kids that are working on their robot. We have 24, I just looked it up, we have 24 different technology classes that you can do. So it's a really, really strong program that we have everything from engineering, working with wood, working with metal, robotics, making your own app, game development, aquaponics, which is kind of like agriculture in the water, I guess. So there's just a lot of different things that you can do. We also have a neat internship program that's called CABLE, or Community-Based Learning, that allows students to often get it sort of like an internship or in the technology field. So we have students that are working at machine companies. We have students that are designing their own boats. There's a lot you can do with this technology in our technology center. Similarly, one of our other strongest programs is our arts program. And so we've got over 30 different arts classes, so visual arts, performing arts. We've got 5.5 full-time art teachers, which is a lot for a school of 600. So they're all qualified, they all have master's degrees, And our arts program is super strong. We see a couple kids here in a painting class, but we also offer, we have a great ceramics and sculpture program that's really, really popular. Jewelry making is super popular. And then for the performing arts, our singing groups are really strong. The jazz band is strong. And yeah, there's a lot of interesting classes we can do. Our acting and theater program is also very strong. We've got a couple kids that are studying theater at University of Southern California, USC. We do two productions every year, and they're just really well received and really kind of like amateur level productions. So they're yeah, very good. A little bit about our athletics too. So a lot of schools in the United States, a lot of high schools in the United States, have three different sports seasons, which can be different from how it's done in different parts of the world, because students really focus on one sport sort of intensely for 3 or 4 months, and then they switch to another sport. And we do offer some programs where you can play year round, but for the most part, you're gonna the idea is that you sort of like switch sports and try different things. So in the fall, we offer cross country, which is running, and these kids here are doing cross country. We have a field hockey team, a golf team that went undefeated this year, and then boys soccer and girls soccer, which are also really strong. Our boys soccer coach is the head of school, and so it's really neat because he is super involved with the students and with the school. So that's really neat. The fall season goes from middle of August until middle of October. In the winter, the different sports that we offer are basketball, cheerleading, wrestling, track and field, and swimming. We have boarding students that do all of these sports. This year, we've got really, really great participation from our boarding students in our winter sports. It's really great to see students getting so involved. Last year, we had 3 state champions in wrestling. Our track and field team is always very large, a lot of kids on that one, so that's really fun. In the spring, our sports are baseball, softball, tennis, track and field, and lacrosse. Tennis is the sport that's near and dear to my heart because I'm the assistant girls tennis coach. And I'm happy to tell you that we were the state champions last year. So it was really exciting for our girls. But more than that, we just really bonded together as a team, and watching the growth of the students and how much better they got over the season was super, super great. So there is the opportunity to play tennis year round at an indoor facility that's close to our campus. And soccer, there's a club team that the students can play year round as well. This is a picture here of community meeting. And so Ayesha mentioned that community meeting is on Friday afternoons, typically. And it's a chance for us all to come together as a school community and have a shared experience. So every Friday we get together, we have guest speakers who are sometimes students, sometimes teachers, sometimes other members of our community. We do trivia together, sometimes we do games together, we have music performances. And it's a chance for us to sort of like I said, all come together like as a community. So yeah, it's a neat opportunity. Living in the dormitory here. So Aisha mentioned 2 students per room. So you can see these 2 girls here. And Kia Bailey Hall was built about 10 years ago. So it's a new facility. It is really well maintained, very clean, and it's a really nice place to live. We have 6 dorm families that live in the dorm and 2 that live outside of the dorm that help to take care of the students. So for 50 to 60 boarding students to have 8 families that help to take care of them, we have a program that's intentionally small because we want our students to feel supported. So the boarding students that live on campus, there's just so much care and support offered to them, and it really makes the jump from living away from your family and living with your friends an easier transition because we offer so much support. We have a kitchen that the students can use. There's a music room in the dorm, a lounge where people can hang out. So, Aisha, you lived in the dorm last year. Anything that I've forgotten that you want to add, or?
Um, I mean, also, Wait, the dorm student, the dorm also has, um, I'd like to mention a very tight knit community as well, where your roommate can become your next best friend, and it's just a way for you to learn new cultures and find people from different countries that you might not have ever thought to kind of be friends with. So it's a neat opportunity.
Yeah, that's amazing. That's great. Excellent. And then on the weekends, we really want to keep, people busy, and Maine is such a beautiful place to be that we want to offer a lot of opportunities for students to be able to do different things. And so we've got a couple kids here that are kayaking. We do kayak trips in the fall and in the spring. We go hiking a lot, whitewater rafting, but we also take trips into the city. So we're going to Boston on Sunday. We go to Portland. We go to the mall. We go shopping. We go bowling. We do a lot of different things. Aisha, any favorite activities that while you were living there?
My favorite activity was going to Acadia. So Acadia is very up north in Maine, and even though I've stayed in Maine for like 8 years, I have never went to Acadia. So when I was in the dorms, that was a neat opportunity for me to go. Oh, and it was beautiful, and I had fun time with my friends, and it was just a good time that I had. So.
Yeah, amazing. Yeah, it's a really beautiful place. It's a national park that's like right on the ocean, and yeah, it's super beautiful, and yeah. And I will say also, like this year and last year, and particularly this year, the kids are really taking advantage of these weekend activities, and it's so great to see so many people participating and trying things that they've never tried before. So yeah, amazing. We know that a lot of students, we have students that come to Lincoln Academy for a lot of different reasons. Day students, boarding students. Some want to go to a top university, like some of the schools you see here. Some just want to come to Lincoln Academy for a one semester experience and then go back to their home country. Some want to go and get a job and go right into the workforce. We've got a real diversity of students and what they want to do. But if your goal is to go to a top university, every year we've got students that go on to Ivy League schools, that go on to top 50 universities. But we really believe in finding the right school, the right fit for you. So our counseling team works closely with each student to really identify what their goals are, both academically, career-wise, but also just in terms of happiness. And so we work with each student to make sure that they're choosing a path, whether it's a top university or something else, that's going to help them accomplish their goals. Um, and yeah, we start that process before students even arrive on campus. And then there's time during the focused learning block where you can, participate in this college search process too. So you can have a focused learning block on writing your college essay or going through the search process or different SAT prep. So there's different things that we do to help students get ready for the university process. And finally, we believe at Lincoln Academy that there's a place for you. So hopefully during the presentation, you heard that we have a strong community of people that are there to support you and care about you. But we also have just this wide opportunity with all of our sports and all of our different clubs and classes. And so we really believe that we can find a place for each of our students, and that we all come together as a shared school community. So there we go. That was the presentation. I hope you guys enjoyed. And if there's any questions at this point, I don't see any in the Q&A, but you can feel free to raise your hand or put a question in the Q&A if you have it. But yep. Let's see. I'll ask Aisha one question here. We didn't really plan for this, but I'll ask her one question. And that is I'll ask what, like either, I'll ask sort of one or the other. Who's your favorite teacher that you've had here, or
Oh,
what's your favorite class, or something about
okay.
that?
Probably my favorite class that I've had is English because it started in freshman year when I really got into English and I loved reading books, and that was freshman year was when I realized I really wanted to go to journalism. So that's why I kept amping up my English with going to honors English, and now I'm in AP Lang. And so that was just a neat opportunity for me, and yeah, I loved English and books.
Amazing. Yeah, the English, and I will say is this is a community of readers too. So in addition to like the English teachers, like there is a community of real readers here, which is nice to see people that really care about, yeah, literature and reading and yeah, yeah, that's amazing. Yep. Okay. Great. Okay. Well, I don't see any other questions. So thank you to everyone for attending our virtual open house. We really appreciated getting to tell you about Lincoln Academy. And please don't hesitate to contact us if you have any questions in the future. And huge thanks to Ayesha for joining us. You did an amazing job. So thank you so much. And we hope to hear from you all soon. So thank you.
Bye.
All right, bye.